Here's a little comparison between the Dremel 8200 and a Newone, which is like a copy of a Bosch. And over here I got it for £36 delivered with not many extra tools, and of course paying the tax, because tax is 20% here at the minute. I'll just start off with the weights here and show you them here. 628 for the Newone, and 625 for the Dremel 8200, which is the same as the 8220, apart from the fact it says 12 volts on it, and costs £30 more whenever you could get them both. One of the things, I'll get the scales out of the way now. One of the things that's different about them, that I don't like about the Dremel, is whenever you switch the Dremel on, you have to change the speed with this slider down here. So it's like a two-hand job. And if you don't slide it down to the bottom before you switch it off, there's a big arc and it burns your commutator and your brushes. So that's a no-no as far as I'm concerned. The spindle latch where you can screw off and engage on the nut is the same on the Newone as well, but I personally just like to use a wee spanner instead, because I like to use the nut to hold the item together. So we'll just show you a wee close-up of the Newone tool. I'd say it's very like the Bosch 12-volt rotary tool. It's the little light on it, and you can see that the speed goes up. The speed only goes to 25,000 in this, whereas it only goes to 25,000 in this, whereas it's supposed to be 33,000 on the Dremel, I think. 33,000. I find that's fast enough. For me, if I'm going about 30,000, I'm going to use a different tool. I'll show you that in a minute. So there's it up at full speed, and when I switch it on and switch it off, you'll hear it's a slow start and a slow finish, so it means it doesn't arc the commutators. It'll help make your motor and your battery last longer, but mainly your motor. One of the other tricks about it is the battery indicator comes on at the start and then goes off again. That means it's not wasting power when you're using the unit. It seems like a more comprehensive speed controller in it. Basically rubber grip most of the way around, and it comes supplied with a Newone battery, which basically fits a Bosch charger or the Dremel charger. Now, one of the tricks is that the Dremel battery will not fit the Bosch fittings unless you actually take a little diagonal off here, like this one here. So you can actually take it off without taking the battery down, and that'll allow it to fit the Bosch fitting. It leaves a little bit of space about. It leaves a lot of space around here that's not used, but it allows you to use the battery in both the Bosch and the Dremel. And originally, when I got the Dremel and wanted to get spare batteries, I found it was cheaper to buy 2 Bosch batteries than it was to buy a Dremel, and then just chop the wee bits off and convert them. One of the other wee tricks I do whenever I'm using a collet is, take one from over here, I split the collet all the way up to near the end here with a 0.2mm diamond saw, and that allows the collet to squeeze in more evenly, like front and back at the same time, instead of just the back. And it grabs at the front, but then it allows the shaft to wobble around, whereas you clap it in front and back, it grabs it parallel. So that's a very important wee trick. Now, the wee tool I do that with is It's actually a small nail brush, or not nail brush, it's a nail tool for people that like to decorate their nails. And it's a 30 volt, not the 30 volt, it's a 30,000 RPM one I use, which is 18 volts. And they're very good because you can just undo you only use a 3/32 bits, do them like that, and they're nice and quiet. I also run this one on my do-it-yourself Parkside battery with adapter and a little speed controller on it, and a special plug on it for the Dremel. And as you can see, it's lovely and quiet. It will overheat a bit. You still have to let it cool. It's designed to cool, but it's not cool like if you're that one of that wee disc when it's new will cut through hardened steel very nicely. But if it gets blunt, it's a different story, and it will. Well, it'll waste a lot of energy doing no cutting. Now, one of the other things is I'm going to let you hear a comparison to sound. Needless to say, it's not fancy. There's no sound meter or anything here. I'll just put them all about the same distance from the thing, and then put them to full speed. As you can hear, there's a resonance from whirring noise at low RPM. You get up to the top and you miss it. There's the new one, goes straight on. My ears are a bit shot at the minute, but I would say that the new one's slightly quieter or on par with the Dremel. Now, this is another tool I use. It's about the same price as a Dremel, but I think it's much superior in many ways. It's a Proxxon long nose. It allows me to get in all metal front housing, but it's a mains tool. You can get the shorter version of it, not mains. It has the RPM. You can set the RPM here. We'll start it off, just let you hear the sound of it. Oh, good idea to switch the electricity on. Works better with the electricity on. So that's it on at the lowest RPM, and that's at 25. Significantly quieter. The other thing is you can switch it off with the main switch and then switch it on again, and you don't have to fiddle with the dial. It doesn't have a very soft start, but it doesn't get hard enough. So I think that's about it, and thank you for watching. And that's my Proxxon. I would say it's my favourite tool, but it's the fact of the lead on it. There's a lot of things you can't use it, but if you're using heavier work, you definitely want the lead on it, because when you're cutting steel with one of these, it tends to use up a lot of power. So thank you for watching. Okay, bye bye.